What is going on, guys? I'm What the Moose, and today I'm bringing you another spots video for Black Ops 2. This video is obviously on Slums, as you guys can see. I have it set to Hardpoint here because I figured Hardpoint's a little bit more played than Domination. Oh, maybe not played, but more in-depth than Domination, because Domination really, the only difference you have is capture spots, whereas Hardpoint you have a lot of different spots that you can use for anchoring or attacking the objective, things like that, that especially competitive players will use, but even casual players that are just playing Hardpoint in core public match will definitely be able to use. So I'll show you a few spots on Slums, show you some anchor spots, because that's what I play when I play competitively, and hopefully you guys enjoy the video. So first off, we're going to start around the middle because the middle hard point is obviously in the middle there. And we're going to show you a couple spots that you can use to head glitch on the bricks. These are called bricks right here. That's what we like to call them, at least. I've heard some people call it plaque, but because there's this here. But honestly, I think bricks is much easier to say. So you can use these head glitches depending on which way people are coming from. Other than that, there's not really that many places you can go. You can kind of go on top of the statue here, I guess, if you want. Things like that. Over here would be called graves, obviously because there are graves in it. So it's pretty self-explanatory. People like to call this jump up usually. That's usually what I hear it be called, especially since it's really the only place you can actually do a jump up, I guess, on Slums. So it's a pretty simple call it. This call it obviously is either first hard point, middle hard point, or just statue, because I mean it's a statue of a monk or some kind of person. So that's that white van right here. The problem with that is that this is also a white van. So try and if you're calling out to your team, try and make sure they know what you're saying, what you mean by white van. Say white van, middle statue, or van statue, something like that, so they can know which van you are actually talking about. Moving on to the next hard point, or near the next hard point, this is called double D's because there's one dumpster and there's two dumpsters. So two dumpsters, double D's makes it kind of easy. So double D's works for this. This would obviously be police car. It's actually the only police car on Slums, so you can use it as police car. This right here is called coffee because it says coffee. So right here is coffee, and down here I've also heard called coffee. Mainly because like it says coffee up here again. So honestly, just this whole area would be coffee, at least to me. This would be red car. Not many people are going to be on red car, but you can call that out. This is actually one of the best anchor spots in the entire game. Right here, I just sit right here usually on this table right here and watch back street. That's what we like to call this whole street, back street. Because usually people will like to post up on the police car, and you can kind of take them out if they do that. From right here, and if they start hitting you and shooting you, then you can pretty much just go prone right here, and they're not going to be able to hit you because they're not going to know where you are. So you can also anchor from this spot. I've also seen people anchor from on top of the dumpster here. This gives you access to the actual hard point, whereas the other spot really doesn't. You can kind of watch that way, but it's really not that effective. So this spot, if your team needs help on the hard point, you can go right here. It's a little bit better. This could be back car. Honestly, I've never seen anyone go on here. I guess it's possible if your team really needs help on the hard point, but you're kind of exposed if you climb on top of there. So moving on now, this is one of the best spots for CTF. You can watch your flank right here, or for hardpoint if you think your anchor got taken out or something, you can just watch right here. It's a really good head glitch. Nobody's even going to expect you to be there. Under here, if the enemy has kill streaks, like a Hellstorm missile or a lightning strike, you're pretty much never going to die unless you're standing like right here. So if you stand in this corner or just stand under the awning, basically you're not going to die because the Hellstorm missile or the lightning strike will pretty much just go around you. Moving on now, this is one of the most trafficked areas on the entire map. It's one of the most important areas on the entire map. This would be blue stairs. Mainly it's called blue stairs because this is blue right here. Almost everybody in the entire game calls that blue, so this is blue stairs. Also worth noting, this would be called double D stairs or just middle stairs, whichever one you want to call it. People will be attacking that hard point down there a lot, so you got to be aware of that. This would be blue. So honestly, I mean, it's pretty easy call out blue, really easy to say everything. You can say blue wall, something like that, or blue windows if you want to say which way they're going. This over here is just Jeeps. It's usually what we like to call it because there's 1, 2, and 3 Jeeps. Well, they're really Humvees, but whatever. Jeeps works, at least for us. So that works. This hardpoint is called junk or junkyard or lot. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can say it. You kind of just need to coordinate with your team to figure out what you want to call it. But that's pretty much what we call it. This right here, blue van. This is a really good head glitch right here, as long as the van is actually blown up. If it's not blown up, then it's not really that good, because the van will just be there, and you won't really be able to avoid the explosion unless you have flak jacket. Moving back here, this would be called laundry, mainly because there's laundry machines all over the place. This could get a little bit confusing, I guess, if you're used to playing Raid, which also has a laundry area. But if you just remember what map you're on, it shouldn't be too confusing. Hopefully you don't get that confused at all. This could be called red car, I guess. Not many people sit there anyway. This is probably the best anchor spot for both that hardpoint, the junk hardpoint, and the garage hardpoint that we're going to take a look at next. So for both of those hardpoints, this is one of the best anchor spots, either right here behind this head glitch, or if you really want to, on this right here, on the fountain, you can do that. I honestly wouldn't. You're kind of exposed, whereas right here, this is a huge head glitch. You can barely even be seen, and you can shoot right over it. It works really well. This is what I like to do if I'm on the junk hardpoint, because that hard point, if you guys forget what junk is, because they're usually going to be coming from bricks and graves trying to push you right here, so I get them like that. And then if we're on the garage hard point, which is the one after that, I can kind of just sit right here and watch graves and from the last hard point, because usually my team will be pushing the hard point, and I can just watch from here. So now moving on to garage. This will be called back alley usually. It can be called anything. Courtyard, I've even heard it called. Side, anything. Right here, this doorway right here is called side door. At least that's what we call it. This is just the car in the garage. Usually people will just sit behind here, especially if it's blown up, because they can just sit right there in the hill. Other than that, there's not really much. This would be called window. Obviously, it's pretty self-explanatory. Front window. Everything, honestly, in there is self-explanatory. The whole hard point is called garage, if you guys were curious. This would obviously be red van. If it's blown up, you can actually jump on top of it. Or actually, you can jump on top of it like this. But it's not really that useful. It's just something you can do if you'd like. So, honestly, I think that's it, guys. I think I covered everything on the map. If you guys liked the video, please leave a like. That would help me out tremendously. Thank you for watching, and I will see you later.